In crypto, we all have different criteria when it comes to our decision-making process to determine our investment choices, and all have different standards when undertaking our research. Some rely solely on fundamentals, the tech, principles, vision and mission statement. Others follow the hype or mainstream opinions. Some will consider the character of the founder, and for better or worse, all of this plays a part at some point through this journey. But whatever determining factors we use, ultimately we have a common goal in realizing value, whether that be monetary or the value blockchain promises off the back of widespread utility. When reviewing your investment choices, however, can you honestly say that you've conducted diligent research? Have you kept an open mind and looked at all the options available? For me personally, I've not been able to find another blockchain that's more fundamental rich, value driven, transparent in its approach, and legitimately attempting to solve problems on a global scale than that of Cardano. The beauty of it all, the information that leads me to this conclusion, is freely available, in abundance, and all entirely in the public domain. Welcome back for today's installment of Cardano Insights, delivering a fast-paced, bite-sized roundup of the all-important Cardano news and ecosystem content from the past 24 hours. So join me as I explore exactly what's been happening at the very pulse of Cardano. So let's get straight into it. Now, veterans of the Cardano ecosystem are extremely well versed when it comes to the type of FUD that's levied at both Charles and Cardano, so for the most part this has no effect on the reasons why we're here or our mindset towards the mission that Cardano is trying to achieve. But for newcomers to the Cardano ecosystem, some of the misinformation that gets published about Cardano, its technology, and of course the continued character assassination of Charles, is definitely something that we as a community try our best to squash. This can be a tiresome endeavour, as internet trolls will always be there, and VC-backed media have seemingly endless funds to back this agenda. Step by step, the progress Cardano is making speaks for itself and does a great job in muting the noise for the most part, but humans are complicated and widely react on emotion. For example, if we determine that an individual is untrustworthy, disloyal, a pathological liar, and generally has little redeeming qualities, then by association we're unlikely to buy into, say, a venture that they're connected to. This is exactly what some entities have attempted to do with Charles and Cardano. Recently I've noticed excerpts from the book Out of the Ether doing the rounds online, and specifically relating to Charles, his character, and stories about his time at Ethereum. You may be aware, but Charles is described in that book as a pathological liar, a sociopath, and someone not to trust your girlfriend around. According to Joe Lubin, he claims Charles would try and convince people that he was Satoshi and would show emails claiming he invented Bitcoin. More stories suggest Charles would describe his limp as a result of jumping from an Apache helicopter in Afghanistan, and that he was associated with DARPA, the US government's weapons agency. I even have friends who are real into Ethereum and are on record saying that Charles was a big reason that they're neither interested or invested in Cardano. So it's not hard to imagine how this kind of narrative could sway newcomers into the ecosystem. So let's break down some of the facts and resources available, which offer a completely different insight into Charles. And in fact, rather than being a reason not to want to be involved in Cardano, Charles is one of the biggest reasons to get behind the project and what it's trying to achieve. Here's a quote from Charles speaking on Vitalik and his time at Ethereum. "The reality is, we have very big philosophical disagreements about how things ought to be run. When I was there, I said, look, if we're taking other people's money, we have to put that money into a structure that creates accountability. Furthermore, we have to put golden handcuffs on the founders and keep them loyal to the project, because there's too many of them. There are 8 founders, and if they're not locked into something, then what's going to happen is they're all going to run away and create their own ventures, which is what they did. Anthony DeLorean did Decentral, Gavin Wood did Polkadot and Parity, and I did Cardano. 7 of the 8 are gone, and furthermore the incentives were set up that we got paid up front with a founder reward, which I didn't take, and the other 7 did. Basically, if the project's successful, hallelujah. If it fails, hallelujah. But you've already got your maximum reward up front. Whereas in an equity finance model, you have to build value over time, and you have a venture capital arm keeping you accountable." Now what Charles is talking about here is a significant amount of value. If you needed any confirmation of the credibility of an individual's character, this is a great start. Charles could have taken a massive sum of Ether when leaving the project, but this was against his core values, and exactly what he was trying to get across to Vitalik and the other co-founders regarding accountability. You have to respect this. If you're looking for consistency, Charles has been saying the same thing ever since that Bermuda TED Talk, bank the unbanked and connect the unconnected. This is literally the reason he built Cardano, and he's making it his life's work. Anyone who can't see this is truly misguided and missing a great opportunity to be part of something that will significantly impact the world for the better. Rather than judging Charles on anecdotal stories coming out of 6 months or so at Ethereum, how about judging him on 7 years at Cardano? He has a company of hundreds of employees at IOG, built a huge community which I'd argue is the best in all of crypto, interacts with people all over the world from all demographics, and ever since his time at Ethereum, we hear nothing but positivity about his interactions, goodwill, and positive impression he consistently leaves behind. Then there is the AMAs, public speaking and online interactions. Charles is without doubt the most engaging and accessible billionaire CEO in all of crypto. Just from his AMAs alone, where he engages with the community for hours on end in each sitting, offers a great insight into the character of the man. His views and persona throughout remain entirely consistent. There is literally hundreds if not thousands of hours of footage available on the internet to reaffirm this, and all of it in the public domain. So before I come across as some sort of preacher, I guess my point is like with anything, do your own research. Rather than taking a flippant remark on the internet or anecdotal story from a book, look a little deeper for the truth, and just below the surface, there's an abundance of information available that shows us the leader Charles is today, and you can then form a true opinion. For anyone new to Cardano, or if you're yet to have seen them, or just fancy watching again, I've linked the TED Talk, famous whiteboard video on Cardano, and his YouTube channel in the description below, filled with AMAs, updates and technical explainers. So enjoy. Now what you're seeing here in this infographic is the dollar value lost to crypto hackers in the first half of 2022. In total, just under $2 billion has been stolen through project hacks or scams, which is significant and something that needs to be addressed. Notably, the ecosystems most frequently attacked are Ethereum, Solana and Binance Smart Chain. There are a number of reasons for this. Mainly, this is because they're the most popular mainstream ecosystems with the highest users and value being transacted. This attracts hackers and bad actors, and I'm sure as Cardano grows, we too will become a greater target for this kind of behaviour. But a lot has to be said for the poorly constructed code that some projects building on these blockchains are using to deliver dApps to market in a fast and somewhat careless manner. It's important to note the majority of hacks are as a result of poorly written code. It doesn't mean the blockchain itself has been hacked, so this is in no way an attempt to dunk on the competitors. But I guess poorly written code and the move fast break things mentality stems from the source, and it's clear that some chains have themselves to blame for creating this type of behaviour, and almost breeds the continuation of these type of events taking place. The fact that Solidity dApps are far easier to build attracts a far wider range of developers with different skill sets and abilities. In turn, whilst you can have very robust dApps built, it also opens the door for much easier targets to be deployed, and in turn, users interacting are at greater risk. So this brings me to Cardano. The decision to use the functional programming language Haskell, and subsequently the Plutus smart contract language formed off the back of it, is one of the key aspects that makes dApps built on Cardano far more secure and less susceptible to hacks or exploits. Whilst this is at the moment a less desirable language for the wider range of developers, should that really be a deterrent, or in fact drive the change in mindset required to take blockchain, and specifically dApp development, to the next level? In Cardano, we're striving for this change. True innovation can be achieved with paradigms like the EUTXO model and functional programming. Leveraging these capabilities enables resilient dApps and infrastructure to be built that will serve the ecosystem long term, and ultimately massively reduce the risk to users and their funds. Whilst we can use Solidity and many other languages to build out dApps on Cardano, and I'm sure that if the move fast approach is taken by some developers, we too will see hacks occur in our time. But Cardano is creating a community of intelligent builders who are also striving for change, and this is where the opportunity lies, to turn our backs on the status quo and do things differently. If you want to become a world financial operating system, then security is one of the fundamental components. While the crypto space continues to rush dApps to market, we're seeing a new kind of development activity taking place in Cardano. And in time, the fruits of this labour is going to be realised with an ecosystem that's innovative, resilient, and ultimately one that values the end user experience. Now, with security in mind, yesterday we got this update from JPG Store confirming an additional security measure has been put in place to protect its users when interacting with their dApp. Using a third-party API algorithm, Argus, fake assets can now be detected before an NFT purchase is made. In the event a fake asset is detected, you'll receive an additional warning message before completing the purchase. The Argus API integration detects assets that are highly similar to others minted previously. Whilst this isn't a complete eradicator for potential fake assets, it's a great step towards making the platform even safer. Above all, when buying NFTs, you should always complete your own DD and check the policy IDs to ensure what you're purchasing is legit. A big shout out to JPG Store for the continued efforts in making the marketplace secure and feature rich. Now, well-distributed staking is vital in securing the network, increasing decentralization, reduces the risk of loss to your ADA on centralized exchanges, and importantly, enables you to earn rewards growing your balance. Using PoolPeak, a Cardano stake pool explorer, is a highly recommended and useful tool when it comes to all things staking. The main dashboard gives you a great overview on the number of pools, ADA supply, and total amount currently staked. Within the platform, you can search all Cardano pools, review the epoch calendar, view retired and saturated pools, calculate rewards, and also view the latest ISOs available to stake and earn tokens from other projects building on Cardano. In addition to being a great tool to identify and locate stake pools, you can also connect your Cardano wallet and delegate to a chosen pool all from within the site. So if you're not yet staking your ADA or in search for a new pool, go check them out, linked in the description. Always remember to delegate to a single pool operator, and let's get Cardano further decentralized. So that's it for another installment of Cardano Insights. I hope you enjoyed today's video and found value in the content, and if you did, please be sure to comment, share, like, and subscribe to the channel. A big thank you to all the Sapient subscribers and those tuning in each weekday. It's really appreciated and doesn't go unnoticed. We'll be back soon with your daily roundup. Until then, thanks for watching, have a great day, and as always, keep it Cardano.